Good morning, Cypress Village residents, and welcome to Virtual Coffee Chat. Today is Friday, March 26th, and I hope everybody is doing really well today. Got a lot on tap today, and I hope everybody enjoys the content and finds it informative. We're going to open it up with Ty Morgan, Executive Director, myself. I just wanted to give all the residents an update that LCS is going to put out a resident survey early next week. I expect it to go out to all residents that have an email. On Tuesday is the target date, but I'm going to say early next week in case it goes a little early or goes a little late. We ask all residents that have an email and receive the survey to respond. It's not a very detailed, lengthy survey. The company and the community are just wanting to get a little bit of a pulse on how everybody's feeling at this point in the pandemic and also coming out of the pandemic. So please take the time to complete that for us. Nick Law Liberty has several updates from administrative services, most of which are going to come from the IT area. We have a lot of exciting upcoming IT projects that he is going to brief our residents on, most of which are in conjunction with the Joint IT Committee that is comprised of residents and management here. Following Nick is going to be Lisa Green. She has a special announcement and a fundraising opportunity that is going to benefit the scholarship fund. So stay tuned for Lisa's segment. Dining services. We've got, from what I understand, another delicious burger of the week that you will hear about, followed by Thomas Rivers, our Dining Services Director, who will be giving some brief updates on dining services, service, and how things have been going thus far in Phase 2.5. Tiffany Bassett, our Community Life Services or Activities, is going to give a snapshot on some of the upcoming activities that will be provided next week. Susan McLean, Director of Resident Services, is going to touch base in regards to a document that went out to all residents. She'll provide some specific information and also some of the questions that she's been receiving this week. She'll answer some of those for our residents as well. Housekeeping Director Anthony Bone wants to show off some of his new flooring products that he has received and has installed. I think everybody will be very, very pleased with those. And I won't take much more of his thunder there, but stay tuned for Anthony. And last but not least, I'll cover the COVID updates as they pertain to Cypress Village and wrap it up with happy birthday wishes around the village. All right? Everybody enjoy, and thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Nick, the Director of Administrative Services. Have a few things to go over with you today. First being the IT Committee. I want to give you a few updates about what we're doing. Now, the IT Committee consists of myself, Jim Jondro, Mike Booten, and Barbara Hooper. So some of the things that we're doing is looking into a few different programs that we want to implement, one being with the IN2L tablets. We're looking at maybe giving the option for independent living to have access to those as well. So me and Jim are working through the details. We'll have some updates on that shortly. One other thing is we're working on a fall detection device. So what that is it's a device that goes in a high-risk room that it senses them, uses artificial intelligence, and can predict a fall. It learns different things and can tell when you're getting out of bed, when you're going, moving around the room. And if you have the tendency to fall, then it'll tell you, please wait till a nurse gets there. It's some pretty exciting hardware that we're looking at right now. So hopefully we'll see that in the future. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was the project going on out in the neighborhood. You may have seen a lot of trucks here digging up the whole place, running lines, things like that. AT&T is actually running their fiber throughout the community. They're going to come right to the main building. What that means for you is that you'll have access to high-speed internet via AT&T. Just as a reminder, if you decide to switch over to AT&T and you have Comcast, you'll no longer get the in-house channel. Now, speaking of the in-house channel, we have implemented Touchtown, so we will be updating that software shortly, within the next few days here. As soon as I get a concrete date, I will let everybody know. We should only be down for about an hour, and then we'll have a whole new TV streaming system that me and Katie can play with, and you know, we have a lot more things we can do with this channel, like live streaming from different places, putting up calendars, just a lot of different things. So you're going to see a lot of good changes here. And we're also going to incorporate the digital displays into the same system. So you'll see that format change a little bit, but everything will be unified. It'll all be the same. We can just update one thing at a time, and that'll take a lot of workload off Katie and her crew. Last thing I wanted to talk about was the life safety audit. We're still going through with that. Stanley's out here right now replacing strobes, horns, all sorts of stuff. So it's a big list. Minor stuff, but we're glad to find it and get everything working the way it should be. It's moving a little bit slower than we thought. It's taken a little bit longer to test all the devices because all the houses are, you know, some of the houses are different than the other ones, bigger. So we're working on that. As soon as we get to you, like I said, we're going to put those flyers in your mailboxes, and someone will be out to check your alarm systems. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you around the village. Thank you.
Good morning, Cypress Village residents. Lisa Green, Director of Sales and Marketing. And many of you that have been in my office know that I have had this display case that was donated by a very special resident, Mr. Pat Kilpatrick. This was one of his hobbies, and when he passed away, his son left me this case, and I've had it on display in my office, like I said, for many, many years. In honor of Easter coming, we thought it would be a great time to auction off these eggs to any resident that would have an interest in having one, and you can display it in your very own home or apartment. So the display is actually going to be set up right outside of Sales and Marketing beginning tomorrow, Friday the 26th. And like again, the auction will be any of the proceeds. If you want an egg, the proceeds will go directly to the scholarship committee. We just thought it'd be a fitting time to go ahead and auction off their beautiful pieces. So even if you want to just come down and take a look, or if you might want to bid on one, they will be available to start as of tomorrow, Friday, March 26th. Thanks so much.
Good morning, Cypress Village residents. Happy Friday. We're in the Loon's Nest Bar and Grill. I'll be filling in for Brian Berger, doing the Burger of the Week. For this Burger of the Week, we have a club sandwich burger. It's a all-beef patty with ham, turkey, Swiss cheese, cheddar cheese, bacon, lettuce, and tomato. Hope you enjoy it. Good morning, Cypress Village. Happy Friday. Just have a few announcements for you this morning. We had Around the Dining Table on Wednesday, and just want to discuss some things that we talked about with the residents in that meeting. As I've mentioned before, we have the new independent living menu trial menu pretty much completed. I discussed that with the residents and Around the Dining Table. So we went over the menu itself. I created a sheet that we're going to send out to all residents prior to starting the trial of the menu, and it basically looks like this. I know you can't really see it, but it has just a bunch of the descriptions of the entrees, how the sauces are made, the ingredients in the sauces, the ingredients in the entrees, as well as a little description on how to order from the menu. And I think this will be very helpful to everybody, which will identify what's in the dish, how it's prepared, and then also just a little instructions on how to order. Also, we have the week at a glance menu that will be the new week at a glance menu once we go into the new menu trial. It's basically the same format as it is now, except the menu consists of the same items that are on this menu. So this full menu, as I described yesterday or on Wednesday in the meeting, is for 4,600 only. So this week at a glance menu would be the menu that we would use in Middleton's, as well as for delivery and pickup orders. So it's the 3 entrees, 2 starches, 2 vegetables, 3 desserts, soup, salads, and it's based off of the 4,600 main menu. So it's just broken down into a week. So these menus, whenever we run the trial, the 4,600 menu will cycle for 3 weeks, as well as this menu. So this menu will repeat 3 times during the 3-week cycle. So more to come on the start date. I'm still targeting the 2nd week of April for this trial, and then we will run a survey to determine how well the menu is running, what the opinions of the residents are, and if we should continue or try something else. We also discussed the spring Loon's Nest menu, which is coming up very shortly. We have pretty much all the changes that we're going to make with some feedback for some residents, so thank you. So the menu we're hoping to do around the same time, probably the 1st week of April. It won't be as extensive as a change. It'll be about 70% of a menu change, and then about 3-4 weeks later, we'll change a few minor things on the menu as well. So, but some very exciting changes. Spring is a great season for food, so we're very excited for the spring menu for the Loon's Nest to come out, and excited for you all to come down and try it. One thing about reservations, as I mentioned before, the reservations being mandatory, I understand is a bit cumbersome for many residents. At this time, effective on this upcoming Monday, we are going to make the reservations optional for lunch only. We're still going to require reservations for dinner, but only for a period of maybe 1 to 2 more weeks at max. So just to say again, effective on Monday, for lunch, reservations will be optional. Effective Monday, and then continuing until further notice, reservations will still be mandatory for dinner. And then also just another reminder about reservations and also for calling in your food orders. Please call before 3 p.m. if you're calling for that dinner time reservation or meal, because around 3:30, everybody's out of the office. We're on the floor getting ready for service in the dining room, getting delivery started. So if you call after 3 o'clock, there's a good chance your meal will be late or your reservation will not be heard. So please call before 3 p.m. for that dinner time reservation, as dinner has been busier than lunch, obviously. So again, it's great to see everybody in the dining room. So far, phase 2.5 is going pretty well on our end. Nothing major, no hiccups, nothing that wasn't expected at least. And we're just looking forward to continue through phase 2.5 and hopefully get to phase 3 here soon, where we can go back to enjoying our lives as before.
Hi everyone, it's Tiffany from the Activities Department, just to give you some program highlights for the next week. First, today we have the CV Cinema showing I Used to Go Here at 6 p.m. in the OMR. Tomorrow, which is Saturday, we've got the CV Cinema again showing The Book of Henry at 1 p.m. in the OMR. And then on Monday, we've got the movie matinee showing Quartet at 3 p.m. in the OMR. And then on Tuesday, we've got the Fine Arts series showing Quincy at 3:30 p.m. in the OMR. We also have the Judy Steinmeier performance at 6 p.m. in Egret Hall. And then on Wednesday, we've got the documentary and discussion of American Murder, The Family Next Door at 3 p.m. in the OMR. And lastly, on Wednesday, we've got CV Cinema showing the newly released Godzilla vs. Kong at 6 p.m. in the OMR. That's it for me. Thank you.
Hi everybody, it is Friday, March 26th, and I'm so glad to be here and have this few minutes with you to kind of give a little clarification on the paperwork that I sent out last week regarding the PSP, or the private service providers. I know that there's been a lot of questions that concern signing this agreement, so let me kind of go over it with you. This is all for every resident. whether you have a private duty person providing care to you or not, we all need to sign this. And this is just basically bringing awareness to you about using an outside provider and the liability that comes with if they're not vetted the right way. So if you would like the checklist for the, if you're looking to hire an outside caregiver or a private duty person, such as a housekeeper or a companion, I do have some of the personal service provider check off, and they are printed and down at the concierge desk, so you can pick those up and go over them. You know, it really is a great list to go by and make sure that you are protected as you should be. So with all of that said about that, the indemnification agreement, that is just basically letting you know that Cypress has brought awareness to you about hiring an outside person to come into your home. And if anything happens while that outside person is on your personal property, if they get injured or if you have something stolen, you know, then this is going to release Cypress of any liability on that part, because we have brought awareness to you about that. So basically that's what this indemnification agreement is all about. And I know a few residents have made the comment that, but you'll kick me out if I don't sign it. No, that is not true. This is your home. This is where you're going to stay forever. And where it says vacating premises, that is that private service provider. If they are not following Cypress's policy and procedure as far as checking in, bringing the right screening, background screening, and showing that they have had their TB test, then yes, we will ask them to bring it. If they continue to come on property and not follow that policy, then yes, we will ask them to vacate the property. And so they have to come in, they have to check in with AccuShield, they have to have that visitor sticker visibly on them. So we are getting ready to open up a little bit more, so we are definitely going to get a little bit stricter on this. And they do have to fill out paperwork, and I'm working on getting that paperwork together, and I'm going to put it in everybody's in-house mailbox or kiosk, regardless if you have an outside caregiver or not. Everybody's going to have that paperwork. Again, if you want the check off on looking into hiring an outside person, that is down at the concierge desk. And I hope this brought a little clarity. If not, everybody, you have my number. Please call me. I don't mind answering any and all questions. All right, thank you so much and have a great day.
Good morning, Cypress Village. I just want to touch up a few things that we're doing here in Cypress Village. Like always, Anthony Bone from Housekeeping, your best buddy. We just finished the floor last night, special coating, and we're going to take some photos to show you the floor. With that happening, also I'm going to start doing next week the common areas, so to have the place beautiful for you. So.
All right, on to COVID updates. I'm going to keep this very brief. There are not many new updates to report this week. As of today, March 26th, we still stand at 0 confirmed resident cases, which is great news for us here at Cypress Village. And we still have the same 2 employees that we reported last week that are still recovering. Both are doing well, but they have not returned to work yet. So there are no real new updates. The testing that took place earlier this week, we have not gotten our total results back yet, so I have nothing to report for the most recent testing. But in regards to overall confirmed cases within the state of Florida, we're seeing that stay very, very consistent over the last 30 days. No significant spikes, but at the same time, no significant declines, which solidifies, I think, the decision for us to stay in 2.5 versus jumping to 3.0 at this time. So more to come next week, but continue doing what you're doing. Get out as much as you can. Stay safe. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Birthday wishes. We have one lucky resident out there whose birthday it is today on March 26th, and that is Grace Meyer. Happy birthday, Grace. The one birthday we have on the 26th. We have two on the 27th. We've got Mr. Don Gerosa and Louise Fontecchio, two new residents here at Cypress Village. Happy birthday, Don and Louise. On the 28th, we have one birthday as well, and that's Eve McClintock. Happy birthday, Eve. On the 28th is her birthday. On the 29th, one birthday. I'm doing a lot of clapping here. We've got a short birthday list this week, and that is going to be Carlotta Ray. Happy birthday, Carlotta. Her birthday is on the 29th, so if you know Carlotta, reach out to her and wish her a happy birthday on the 29th. And then we have two to wrap out the month of March, and that is Lois Cook and Helen Grant. Happy birthday, Lois and Helen. Wishing you two a happy birthday. Short list this week, so do what you can to reach out, say happy birthday, whether it's today, tomorrow, or we missed it. But anyway, everybody have a great week, great weekend, and take care. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.